The next technique is find a friendly face. I remember I was doing a workshop, would have been not long before COVID. And what I was doing at this time, I was running my own branded workshops. And what this involved was I would hire out a room in a hotel or conference center. I would advertise the event. People would come along. And what I would do off the back of that is I would then sell my books. I would sell tickets to advanced workshops. I would sell coaching. And so those workshops were kind of like my entry level. So I could build a relationship with people. They could get to sample a little bit of me and what I did. And I remember this one event, I was running it in Edinburgh. Somebody said that they were from Edinburgh, or they were calling from Edinburgh today. So if you know, it's the Radisson Blu on the Royal Mile, really nice hotel. I'd paid a little bit more money to book out a room in there. And I'm standing there at the front and I've got my slides ready. I've got my flip chart, my whiteboard. I'm looking at the time, 10 minutes to go. No one's here. 5 minutes to go. One person walks through the door. I'm thinking, I can't run a workshop for one person. This is going to be like a really intense monologue in their face. Can't do it. Get to the time the session's supposed to be starting. 2 more people walk in. And I think, right, so this is me doing a workshop for a couple of hours for 3 people. I spent a couple £100 on this room, and they're going to have to buy quite a bit off me to make this money back. And I thought, well, I'm here, the money's spent, the event's organized, they've come along, I'm showing up for who's come along. So I start running the workshop with them. About 10 minutes in, someone walks in late. Oh, really sorry. That's fine. Sit down. That's cool. You've improved my attendance by 33%. Please. Happy to have you here. So I'm doing the workshop for these 4 people, and it just feels like blood from a stone. Now I've run some sessions with like small groups of people, and it's just felt really energetic. Sometimes 6 people feel like 20, sometimes 20 people feel like 100. And sometimes 50 people feel like 5. And I had 4, and it couldn't really feel much lower than that. But it was just like blank expressions, no one's home. And I was thinking, this has just been a colossal fuck up. I can't wait to just get back home. I'm just going to sit and watch Star Wars for the rest of the day and eat some ice cream and put this all behind me. So I'm doing the workshop. And I get to the end and I'm like, here are some other ways that we can work together. I've got some books with me. I'm running a weekend workshop this summer. It's going to be 2 days. Here are all the things we're covering. All 4 of them bought a book. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's 4 more books out into the world. That's nice. 2 of them signed up for my weekend seminar. And I went, I've done sessions to 20 people, 30 people, where I haven't sold 2 tickets to an advanced seminar. I once did a workshop for 50 people, and 50 people, as soon as I finished, they walked out the room, didn't even sell a book. And of course, when they came along to the weekend, I got to know them a little bit better, and we had some really good conversations, and I found out a lot about them. Here's what I learned from that experience. The first, not directly related to what we're talking about, you show up for who's there. You show up for who's there because you never know who you're going to be speaking to who really needs to hear what you've got to say. So it doesn't matter how big your audience is. It doesn't matter how many people are watching your videos. If 1 person watches your video, if 4 people come along to your workshops, those are still people that you can serve in the moment, and you give your damnedest to do a good job for them. But actually, the other lesson I learned in that was sometimes you can't tell how people are reacting to you based on their body language. Some people aren't as expressive as others. And it doesn't mean that they're not enjoying what you're doing. It's not that they're not interested in what you're doing. It's not that they're not engaged in what they're doing. They just don't show it. And sometimes when you're standing on stage and you're feeling a little bit nervous, you're doubting yourself, you can sometimes look at a sea of faces and think, oh, they all think I'm boring. They all think I'm rubbish. And honestly, that could be true. Could be true. I'm not pretending that it won't be true. But the probability is that people just aren't emoting what they're feeling. They are more interested in your speech than what you think. So you can't let what people are expressing influence how you're speaking and how you're showing up for them. What you can do when you're in those moments is trying to find the friendly face in the crowd, because there are some people who are emotive, they are expressive. So when you're saying something, they'll be smiling, they'll be nodding, they'll be writing things down. When you're in that moment of insecurity and doubt, find and fix on that person. Start having a conversation with them, because then you'll start to feel, well, okay, at least I'm doing a job for them. I can see when they're interested. They're smiling when I say something positive. They're laughing when I tell a joke. No one else has laughed, but they've laughed. It doesn't matter. Find that friendly face and just have a conversation with that person. And when you're starting to feel, okay, yeah, I'm doing all right, things are going on, see if you can find some other friendly faces. Because some people will emote very early into what you're saying. Other people will warm up and take a little bit of time. So as your speech starts to go on, you'll start to see the people who are warming up and becoming a little bit more emotive, a little bit more obvious in how they're responding to you. And now they are your friendly faces. So sometimes you might only have one friendly face, and that's okay. Just have a great conversation with them. But as time goes on, you will most often start to see the other friendly faces coming through. And you can speak to them and get that feeling of safety and comfort and security from going, okay, they like what I'm saying. They're resonating with it. They're finding it interesting. They're finding it useful. We're going to do that quickly just now. I'm going to come off the slides. So all I want you to do, for those of you who are on video, or for those of you who aren't on video, look around the faces that you can see on video and just give them a little wave. When you see someone that you like, give them a little wave. Hi Marta, hi Dawn, hi Vanessa. There we go. There's some nice friendly faces. Those friendly faces are always there. If you're on Zoom, if you're on stage, when you're feeling nervous and uptight and insecure, just find that friendly face and speak to them. And eventually you'll start to see other friendly faces coming through. A lot of the time, people just need that time to warm up. Most of the time you're speaking to strangers. You're quite lucky if you're speaking to people you already know. Like today, I'm quite lucky that I know some of you quite well already. Some of you are clients, some of you are former clients, some of you are regular attendees of these sessions. So I know some of you already. That's quite a privileged position to be in. Often you are speaking to a room of 100% strangers, people you've never met, and you're probably never going to meet them again. So it takes time for people to warm up. Find those people who've warmed up early, and then as more people start to warm up, they're more of your friendly faces to find in the process. What you've just seen there is a snippet of my Amplify online course. Amplify, Spark Your Speeches, helps aspiring speakers to create engaging content and deliver it effectively. It's a step-by-step program that guides you through your speaking journey at your own pace. It's a series of live workshop recordings. So you get to have the interactive experience of being in that live setting, but you get to do it on your own time. No worrying about time zones, schedules, all of that kind of fluff. There's lots of additional learning resources in the course that complement and add to the workshops that you go through. It's a 12-month program, and you can access the course in the first month for for a $1 trial. So you get to come into the program, see what it's all about, and see if it's going to be right for you and your speaking development. To access your $1 trial, I've put the link in the description below. If you click that link, go through to our course homepage, and at checkout, enter the code YouTube, that's where you've come from, to get your first month for a $1 trial. Click the link in the description below, and I look forward to seeing you in the course.